Olá pessoal, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fernando from Fun with Brazilian Portuguese. In my last video, we looked at numbers from 1 to 999. In today's video, we're going to look at bigger numbers from 1000 upwards. And we're going to learn how to talk about dates in Portuguese. But before we start, if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell so that you never miss any new videos. I'm going to go through the numbers on the screen. You can repeat after me. After that, we're going to go back and I'm going to highlight a few important things you need to be aware of, as well as some important tips on pronunciation. Are you ready? Vamos começar. 1000, 1900, 1971, 2000. So just like 100, which is 100 in Portuguese, remember from my last video, we don't need to add at the beginning. Remember, 100 is not 100, it's just 100. The same way, we don't need to add before 1000. It's just 1000 for 1000. And just like saying 1000 is invariable, it's going to be the same for masculine and feminine nouns, so it doesn't change. For example, to say 1000 cars, 1000 carros. 1000 houses, the word for houses is casas, feminine noun, that 1000 is going to be the same. 1000 casas. However, with 2000, because we've got the number 2 there, and again in my last video we learned that the numbers 1 and 2 have masculine and feminine forms. We have the number 2 here, so it is going to change to duas when we are referring to feminine nouns. So the same examples here for carros, it will just be the masculine form, 2000 carros, and then with casas, 2000 casas. Now I want to bring your attention to the E after 1000. When we have 1000 followed by a round multiple of 100, we need to add the E after 1000. The E means and. So literally, 1900 is 1900. But when 1000 is followed by 100 and a smaller number, we don't add the E after 1000. So 1971, 1971. That E would only be added after the 100 and before the smaller number that follows. Now let's see some pronunciation tips here. The L in 1000, it doesn't have a strong sound. The L actually has an U sound. So it's not 1000, it's 1000. 1000. Now in the following example, we've got that U sound followed by an E sound. They are going to kind of merge into one we sound. So don't leave a gap between them. Don't say 1000 say 1000, 1900. Now let's move on to the next slide. Repeat after me. 1 milhão. 2 milhões. 3 milhões. 4 milhões. Now we saw before that for 100 and 1000 we don't add the word for 1 before saying and 1000. Here though we need to add that before milhão. Now in terms of pronunciation, you need to be careful about that sound in milhão. I have a video here on my channel with tips on how to pronounce that sound, so check that out if you have problems pronouncing that. And here we also have the LH sound, sound, which is very similar to the double L in million. So you've got a L sound, milhão. Also here, in terms of pronunciation, you need to be careful when you pronounce the plural of milhão, which is milhões, oins. So one thing I need to mention here, when we are talking about 1 million something, for example, $1 million, we need to add the preposition G before the noun. This example then, $1 million. $1 million. We need the preposition G before dollars. If we are talking about more than 1 million something, for example, $1,200,000, $1,200,000, we don't need the preposition G before dollars. But we do need that E after milhão because it's followed by a round multiple of 100, just like we saw with mil. So $1,200,000. Now let's talk about dates in Portuguese. In Portuguese, dates are expressed using cardinal numbers, normal numbers, unlike English when we use ordinal numbers. This example, hoje é dia 11 de março, literally today is the day 11 of March, not 11th, but 11. The only exception is when we are talking about the first day of the month. In that case, we are going to use the ordinal number for first is primeiro. Hoje é dia 1º de abril. Two things you might have noticed here. The first one is dia. We normally use the word dia, which means day, before the date, and between the date and the month, we use the preposition G. So repeat after me these two examples. Hoje é dia 11 de março. Hoje é dia 1º de abril. Now let's see an example using the year as well. Hoje é dia 11 de março de 2024. Today is the 11th of March, 2024. Let's break this down here. We've got again the word dia there that I've mentioned before. We've got 11, which is a cardinal number, normal number 11. We've got the preposition G before the month. And then again, we're going to use the preposition G before the year. And years in Portuguese, unlike English, they are expressed using a full number. So in English, we use 2024, so two pairs of numbers there. In Portuguese, one full number, 2024, 2024. So repeat after me. Hoje é dia 11 de março de 2024. Now one more example to say I was born on the 25th of December 1971, which is true in my case. That will be eu nasci no dia 25 de dezembro de 1971. Let's break this down. Eu nasci, I was born. We've got the verb nascer in the preterite. Eu nasci. And then we've got the preposition no, which is actually the preposition em merged with the masculine definite article or, because dia, although it ends with an a, it's a masculine noun. So on the day, no dia. 25, 25, cardinal number, preposition G before the month, de dezembro, preposition G before the year, de 1971, full number 1971. Now, if you'd like to get a bit of practice, you can tell me in the comments when your date of birth is using this exact same sentence structure. I was born on, eu nasci no dia, and then your date of birth. I'll have a look and give you some feedback. Also, let me know in the comments if you thought this lesson was useful and if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, please consider leaving your like. And if you'd like to keep studying with me, please visit my website www.fwbp-academy.com. You will find a lot more free content there, as well as online courses, ebooks, and information about private lessons. Muito obrigado, até a próxima!